Levels. How are they sounding?
They're sounding
good.
How have they been sounding? They've been sounding all right?
You mean in post?
Yep.
Sometimes my mic's a little hot. The guest is
Sometimes I hear you breathing.
hear me breathing.
You're like, ugh.
But it's important to remember to breathe, you know?
Yeah.
Summer.
Perhaps it's a reminder for the guests.
It's hot out there. What are your thoughts?
It's pretty hot.
Right, and it's pretty hot out there, so it's important to breathe. It's important to stay hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, you know those kids who would like not drink water?
I was one of those kids.
Yeah, I thought maybe.
Yeah, my brother drank a lot of water. And
What was
then,
it, Mountain Dew? You going to Mountain Dew?
No, because my parents didn't get that, but I just loved soda.
Yeah. What was it then?
I don't know, just whatever I could get my hands on, but probably root beer because that didn't have caffeine. But like then when I was like, I think I was 14, and I was like, man, I don't want this. I don't want this crap. You know, I got soda'd out.
Right.
It was like time to drink water.
Right.
And yeah, it's a good decision.
It never seems to happen with alcohol. People just keep going. You know?
Yeah, they're just like, you know, well that's
like,
because
I don't want this. I'm
well, it works. You know,
it does work. Soda, you just feel like crash, and it's like, what was the high?
You feel like crap. Well, you still feel like crap when you drink, but I mean, but you get to do so much fun stuff.
Right. It's so fun for a minute there. It's a great time for a minute there.
You could do a lot of new things with alcohol in your system.
Name a couple. What are some things you got into?
Well, me.
Some hobbies that under the influence. Driving.
There was Sonic Temple.
Yeah.
There's one time I snuck in briefly backstage and then just left.
You didn't pay for anything?
No, but I think we would have gotten kicked out eventually had we not left.
Drugs and alcohol lead to crime a lot of times.
Yeah. Yeah, you could say that.
You know?
Yeah.
Now, are they, causing the crime, or is it these criminals are dependent on these substances,
What about the substance?
Who's at fault? Is it the...
I think it's the user.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So it's... Just say no is your stance on the whole thing.
Sure.
You make a good point, because if you did say no, it would solve...
It would solve these things.
I'm sure I'm not thinking of something. I'm sure there's something I'm missing. That's the case usually.
Well, these things just wouldn't
If you
happen.
did say no, though, it would,
Had you have said no, maybe you wouldn't be in jail.
Again, I'm sure I'm missing something, but it seems like that would be a good start.
Yeah.
And it's good to... everyone's got to start somewhere. Whatever goal you're, chasing, whatever you're trying to achieve, today is the day to think about it.
Yeah, I think now is better than ever,
Yeah. That's actually a really good point. It's optimistic.
It's now or never.
It's now or never.
Yeah.
What are some things you've been putting off that you're going to jump into with a new vigor?
Dude, I don't know.
Nothing.
I have no idea.
So are you saying you're doing everything you want to do already?
I'm trying. I'm trying to make time for that.
Right, but what's messing you up? What's slowing you down?
Going to work.
Going to work. Quit that. I mean, what are you doing? Yeah. That's a lot of your time goes into that. Mm-hmm. When you could be painting or something.
I just got to pay rent, so that I can do stuff.
Right. What about the people out there that are like, it's not going to work for them,
Yeah, some people can't hold a job, and it's crazy,
mm-hmm.
So, it's not hard. You just show up.
What do you say to those people?
Go show up.
Just show up?
Yeah.
Just say no and show up.
Yeah. I feel like it's important to show up to where you're whatever responsibility.
4th of July weekend. It was a big bustle, big tussle. Everyone was out there doing it. What was going on, man?
We're swimming, twisted tea.
Whoa.
Yeah.
After 3 or 4 of those, you were fine being like, I'm fine, or do you have this?
After a while, I was like,
impulse to keep getting more.
After a while, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna drink water because I don't feel awesome right now. I feel kind of
back to 14-year-old Trevor. You feel like this is the same thing. It's
like, right.
You know what?
But the thing is, I guess a lot of people don't have that voice. It's like, oh, it's time to stop.
No,
I feel like eventually, if like most people, if they grew up on soda, eventually they'd be like, you know what, water's actually pretty refreshing. and actually feels good.
That's true. It's good,
I feel like most people would logically just like move towards that, but some people just, they just keep doing the same shit.
Yeah. In a way, the young soda drinkers have it a lot better because, if you grow up in this vast estate just drinking water all the time, everything else is like a step below that. If you're just hanging out drinking soda, one day you're going to feel really refreshed. You're like, it's good. I've made this change.
Yeah, let's hope.
It hasn't happened to you, though.
No, it happened.
When?
What?
When did it happen? When did that click? When it was like...
When it was time to go to water?
No, not... I know that was 14.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what are the motivations behind it?
Oh. I feel like how you feel, just in general.
That's important.
You could eat, as a kid, you can eat cookies for a while. But, when you're an adult and you just keep eating cookies, you just start to feel it, man.
Right. Yeah, because then you're thinking about next month while you're eating your third cookie. It's like, oh, God.
Third?
It's
Come on,
like,
we're past that.
It's well, this is when you start feeling bad, You're eating your third cookie, and these are pretty big cookies. And you're like, well, what am I going to do next year?
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna stop eating cookies. I've been doing that since I was a kid. There wasn't a day where I was just like, man, I'm tired of cookies. That's never fucking happened to me.
It hasn't come up for me either. I guess sometimes you get sick, but
there's been a couple times where I like go to my parents' house and it's like nothing but sweets.
Yeah.
And at my aunt's, it's even worse. It's
even more sweets.
It's just sweets and only sweets, and you're welcome to have all of it. Which is crazy. It's a house of 1,000 pleasures.
Little poison factory in there. Your aunt's running.
I don't want to say that because it's delightful, but you do feel bad after eating a bunch of. You're like, oh, is there anything else to eat? Oh, lasagna. That's cool.
Right. It's kind of a sinful feeling.
Yeah. You eat the lasagna and you still feel,
Yeah, when I'm still hungry. It's like
cookies after that for dessert. Of course.
I just ate 3 layers of. It was good, man. Time with family.
Yeah.
Eating food.
You're like, keep eating.
When someone else makes it, and then you eat it. A cookie, yeah. You're like, well, they'll feel bad if I don't eat.
Absolutely.
I spent all this sugar.
Yeah.
But then, that crash is tough.
It's all right.
One way to do it is just never crash. Just
right
when you're about to dip down.
Yeah.
Kind of shoot yourself. Get back in the game.
Yeah.
Stay in the pocket.
You just gotta keep going. You have to keep pushing, player.
And you do have to keep pushing, player. Well, this is a saying of Trevor's. He usually doesn't bring it on the cast.
Oh, I thought it was about
He's
time. We
real
bring
casual with you guys today. And that's good. We want the viewers to feel like, we're all friends. You guys know us.
Yeah, dude.
And that's great.
Yeah. And I would hope that you would acknowledge me when I show up.
Right. He's not, he's back there behind the thing, and it's not.
I'm not just like there, just hanging out. Like I have star factor, man.
Well, star factors. Some people are stars for many reasons, though.
Yeah.
People mess up. It's like that was hilarious.
Like the village idiot,
village idiot type of thing. Yeah.
He's like a star.
Yeah, you might think he's got it rough.
Not for the good reasons,
No, but he doesn't even know that. He just knows people know him. People, hey, when they see him, and that's pretty good for him.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for him. What's the alternative there?
What?
He's just an idiot by himself,
I don't
so
know.
It's good to be part of the community, part of the village.
It
takes a village. What are your thoughts?
It takes a village to what? Make an idiot?
Just make a change.
Yeah, it does. I actually, on my bike ride yesterday, I saw a village idiot, like one of many. He's like shown up in like my videos before. Like he just likes to like get in front of the camera and be like, like at shows. Yeah. But I saw him on my bike ride, and he was just like, it was like on the bridge, one of the bridges on the Olentangy, and he was just standing along the fence and just like looking at the water, just like. Yeah, the village idiot was having a moment.
And that's tough because it's like, did he go park his car somewhere?
I don't.
And get out and do that?
No, I assume he lives around here and he rode his bike down there, He's a village idiot. He might not even have a car.
But the other thing is he doesn't know. So it's a nice moment for him. He's going to figure it out by the water.
He's figuring stuff out. Yeah, he was probably having a very beautiful moment, and I watched him.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah.
But it's endearing in a way.
Yeah, it is.
What do you say to the village idiot out there that's thinking they might be the village idiot? They might be here's a thought. You want to be the village idiot. You just want to keep changing the village. You just want to go. You want to be the village idiot with a bunch of people, and then you'll kind of get a little smarter, and then you go on to some slightly better people, and you're the village idiot there. But what they don't know is you're growing.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the village idiot doesn't know he's a village idiot.
No. No.
It's this.
It'd be a rude thing to tell him. Like,
willful ignorance. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's one thing to be like, hey, that was kind of a stupid thing you said, but to be like, whole village we've put you down here.
Yeah.
We got Wesley Crow coming on today. This man, not only does he play the guitar, he plays it well.
How does he rank in the village?
The village, I think he'd be doing pretty well. He might be one of those people who looks down on the village idiot and kind of like laughs at him, makes fun of him, and doesn't make him feel welcome.
Might trip him.
Or
like,
But in fairness to him, we all get a good laugh out of it, you know.
Yeah.
And if you are gonna make fun of someone,
is he like? Would he like order the village idiot like he's like, hey, take a shot of tequila, and it's just like water. And
yeah, it's just water, and then the village idiot still gets fucked up somehow. Right.
Well, I can't wait to meet this Wesley. I like the way that guy thinks.
He's nice.
Like that.
He's quick. He's right in the pocket.
What has he played in any bands? I don't know him.
Plays in the bands. So many of them. We'll get into that. He plays great guitar. He fixed up this guitar I have behind me.
Cool.
And he's pretty good at that.
Cool.
He said he was playing since he's really young. We'll dive into that and stuff, and we'll also figure out, like, is he the kind of person you want to, worth. There's so many people in the world, Is he one of the good ones?
Yeah, I noticed that. He's one of the good ones?
I'm thinking.
That's good.
But
this whole archive show has mostly been a collection of some of the good ones.
Some of the good ones.
Yeah.
And some others. Comment down below if you know what we're talking about. We got Wesley Crow coming in. I mean, this guy, not only does he play music, Trevor, what else does he do?
I don't know.
He plays it well.
I haven't met him.
People are all talking
about
it.
I haven't even seen this guy play. I can't wait to see him play today.
Trevor loves seeing people play.
It's an early Sunday. This is coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, that's going to be fun later today.
Yeah.
It's nice. I get to not only do this today, but then I get to hear it about 3 more times.
Yep. You sure you want to go on this bike ride after?
Yeah, we'll hit the bike ride.
Yeah.
I was trying to find a pool or something. I've been, I had those aquatic goals set last episode. I don't know if you heard, but
I've been hearing Tuttle's been free or like $1 or something. $1's basically free.
Right, I always bike past it, but whatever. 2 wheels, man.
2 wheels and all the
just
fields.
An open road. Weaving in and out.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah.
Does it scare you, though? Scares you a little bit, huh?
Yeah, everything does.
It's kind of a metaphor for the fast pace of life. You can let it slip by just like that, and maybe you're in the wrong gear.
No, but I think my gears are good, so we don't have anything to worry about that.
But you would, right? I mean, the village idiot doesn't know his gears are all messed up.
Yeah.
He's just pedaling.
Yeah.
Every time you see one of those cops on the bike, they're just in the lowest gear, just fucking feet are flying for no reason.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they know how to ride bikes, man.
I don't think they ride bikes.
They only know how to, shoot innocent people.
Yeah, they're also like carrying like 30 pounds of weight on them, so.
Yeah. And they just can't think straight with all that weight on them.
They can't think straight, and they're like, I just shot that kid. He deserved it, but that's got to be a lot for anyone to deal with.
I shot him, so he deserved it.
Yeah.
That must be the way over there.
Well, I don't know. I don't. How else would you get through it? I mean, what do you want these guys to do? Well, what do you propose? I mean, you fix it. Come on.
Swords.
Swords would be cool, but then you got to sharpen it.
Lightsabers.
And then it's a whole other thing. You got to bring your sword to the sharpener.
You ever hear that thing? Like, if anyone owned a lightsaber, like they would just die immediately.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
No one would be able to handle that.
Well, you got to learn with it, and then you kill yourself. You're like, oh, my hand.
It's like flying a plane.
Yeah, those things don't make much sense, you know.
Well, flying a plane and owning a lightsaber?
No, just lightsabers. They're just like... It's some weird limitations.
Well, it's like a laser that, to a point, that ends. I don't get that, really.
No, that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So, like, how would that happen?
How would that happen? That's what we're getting into?
I don't know.
Star Wars?
You've been talking about Star Wars, man.
It's a good franchise, except the end of it.
Good franchise.
Except the end of it.
Yeah, let's talk. We should talk more about our favorite franchises. You know, this is a good franchise we got going.
Target.
You know. Yep. Target. Giant Eagle franchise.
See, that's pretty local, I think. There's not that many out there. Past wherever. I thought it was a more common one. And it kind of hurts you to know those things. It's like... It's all kind of a sham. Mm. And are they trying to trick us?
I don't know.
Then you start wondering, am I the village idiot? Is this just the village idiot show? Everyone loves it, you know. Granted, they do love this show, but maybe it's because they're laughing at us and not with us. Do you think they're laughing at us and not with us?
Yeah, I think this might actually be the village idiot show, and we're delusional for doing it.
We got Wesley Crow coming on. This is episode 24. Just 2 more episodes. That's half a year.
Yeah.
2 more episodes, half a year.
Insane math. Yeah. Well, actually, I think we might be already technically.
We've been doing it for half a year, yeah, but we. Yeah,
some things happen.
Something's happening. We're not going to get into it here on the Patreon. We're going to be talking a lot of shit. Head over there right after this. Wesley Crow.
Unfiltered, man.
Unfiltered. And
that's when we get into like the drama of it.
You're just kind of hanging out with us. We get into the drama of it all.
If you actually like wanted to know what it's like to like chill with us,
just kind of chilling with us.
Yeah, and we spill the gossip.
We spill the gossip.
We paint each other's nails.
You gotta just tell them the whole segment, just the whole nothing to be desired there. They're just paint each other's nails.
Yeah, man. Yep.
It's summer. You gotta get out there. You gotta get out there.
You gotta look fresh. It's
summer.
You gotta look fresh.
And I'm hoping maybe we gotta like bike to some water. I don't want to go to that pool though. God, I wish there was just, again, any viewers out there that got like a large estate with a body of water or
like a cool motorcycle.
Yeah, something like that. We're really looking for those people. Everyone's always like, hey, it's like, I know you. It's I don't know. Maybe a lot of the viewers can share that frustration, but if they can, then I'm like, well, is this our viewer base? Just a bunch of people don't got shit going on? I mean, it's like you would hope it'd be some.
We're there for like our friends,
They know us.
This is kind of like
they know us, and that's pretty cool.
But they don't know what it's like to like chill with us.
They don't know what it's like to chill with us, and that's what we're gonna know.
They don't know us when we're on like our chill vibe.
Our chill vibes. Because we got to turn that on. It's not just
and it's actually gonna be like a chill vibe tonight.
Yeah.
They're not even gonna know about it.
Wesley Crow's coming on in just a minute. You gonna freeze frame it?
No.
The Acorn Archive.
Wesley Crow.
Howdy, howdy.
Enough of the small talk. Let's really get into it, okay? Enough of this chitter chatter. I like it, but I also, it's just tedious. Just this, chitter chatter, this sort of like, hey, let's. When did you first touch an instrument?
When did I first touch an instrument? Well, it goes back pretty far. I've been getting guitars for Christmas since I was a little kid. Like, someone at some time or another always thought, this kid would like a guitar. And,
was it true?
Yeah.
So you're grateful for that?
I'm very grateful for that. But I actually started on piano about 5 years old. My parents got me like piano lessons, and they didn't really take for me at the time. And it wasn't until like 9 years old I got like into guitar as actually learning it. And then I never stopped. I mean, that was just kind of what I've been stuck with since, and I love it. And yeah.
I'm always wondering, 'cause some people don't know the piano at all, and I'm not like good at piano, but I understand it enough, right?
Yeah.
But I never. Some people visualize the notes without thinking of a piano, which doesn't make sense to me because there's no reason that there's no sharp for B and there's no just on a piano it's just how it is. So
yeah, and I feel like that really helped because I started with it. A lot of my visual, I mean, I kind of have a visual interpretation of the scale in my head, I guess.
Yeah.
A lot of people do have their own like version of that.
yeah.
But I feel like the piano was kind of the first real visual thing for me to like look at the scale and understand it.
Yeah.
And even like, when I got into lessons later in life, I would still, even if it's a guitar lesson, I'd still
Right.
turn to the keyboard to make a point about certain scales or modes just because it, it
so easy,
visualizes
just
it
sitting there,
perfectly, So it's great for that.
Yeah, but it's there's no technical barrier to playing it because you just got to push it.
Yeah.
But it's so difficult to play. Just in this, you got to know what you're trying to play.
Yeah. It doesn't flow in the way a guitar does. I
No.
still have more trouble playing a piano today.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. There's an argument that it's like for a guitar, you just learn it. Even if you have, for me at least, I think how a lot of people learn it. It's like even if you have the theory later on, you start with just looking at it as like shapes and just moving that around. And
absolutely.
so it's easier to, I think, just not overthink it with guitar because that's kind of the natural thing, and then you go looking for information. Whereas like piano, or I think about like trumpet a lot because you have to know what specific note you're trying to get to and what. Whereas guitar, you don't really have to think about it. You can think about it, and a lot of people aren't thinking about anything,
Yeah, and that's also that's kind of reminds me of another thing that makes guitar unique is it's one of the few instruments that you have the same note multiple times across the board.
Yeah.
The same A happens 3 or 4 different times.
Yeah.
And that's not like that on piano. You only get the one note.
Yeah.
And when I give lessons, that sometimes led to confusion. Especially with people that try to learn by ear, because you'll hear this A, but it could be 3 different positions across the neck.
Yeah. Right.
So
yeah. Eventually, well, most things when you're figuring it out just by ear, you end up stumbling across like the way they probably came up with it.
Yeah.
Because,
well, I mean,
you come up with stuff just by noodling around and not really.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it puts you in the same set of circumstances that the writer was in coming up with it, you know? So I've found a lot. I'm very much, by ear when I learn. And I found a lot of the time when I've figured out what was done, especially if I was able to confirm it later with a video or something.
Right, yeah, it's fun.
It's almost the same thing. And it was like, well, that happened very organically.
Yeah.
And it's just, I guess, when you have a certain foundation, these things just start to come natural.
Yeah, it's really cool because then you're like everyone.
It feels cool.
It's kind of a collective thing.
Yeah.
But my question is, you're teaching guitar. Has anyone you're teaching ever tried to like steal your essence? Really, like you give a little too much, and then all of a sudden, whatever they're paying, they're getting a lot more out of it.
I mean, not necessarily in a bad way. I will shout out a guy that we used to play with in the Fifth House, Brandon Clarkson. He was also my neighbor growing up. He was like 4 years younger than me, and I gave him guitar lessons growing up. And he quickly went from just wanting to learn guitar to like far surpassing everything we were talking about and just being a beast in his own right. And I got to admit, that's a really freaking cool moment when that happens.
Did you show him? Are you saying you started him off?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really cool thing.
And he's out making his own music now, and I'm not going to take credit for it. I mean, he's become his own, monster.
It's cool with someone who really wants to learn it, and they're fine with being like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Then you can just give them the information. Like, you can just tell them. And there's a certain thing. It's very satisfying. Some people, they want to play, but they don't want to learn it. They don't want to, like... And some people just, like, doing fentanyl on the street. I mean, that's a real problem.
Yeah.
You know, what are we gonna do about that?
That's a good question.
Help them out?
Well, yeah, of course.
A burger, a sandwich? Is that too much to ask?
Not really.
A place to sleep would be nice.
Yeah.
Hotels? What are you doing? Airbnbs?
I kind of lost the question.
Are you a big traveling guy?
I'd like to be. I can't always afford to or have the time to.
No. Maybe you could crowdfund that sort of thing.
That would be cool.
Now, what?
Never thought of it.
You have to give it a pitch, you know, and people aren't just going to hand over their money. So where are you trying to go? What's really speaking to you? What's here that you're not? I mean, what's out there that's not here?
That's a good point. A lot of people I haven't met, a lot of things I haven't done, I guess.
Yes.
Are you talking about like in a touring capacity or just personally traveling or?
Well, you know, both. They're kind of similar. But in a larger sense, you know, is it really out there? That thing that you're missing in your soul? Or is it inwards?
Man, that's a deep question.
You have to go find out, right?
Yeah. I guess you just got to find out.
What was the city where you found, you know, the current version of who you are?
You know, that's an interesting question. I mean, I've lived in Columbus most of my life, but I did move to Cleveland.
So it was Cleveland that really clicked things in for you. Is it the industry? I mean,
Well, I mean, it had a great music scene.
Music, and you're big into music, huh?
Yeah.
Now you dabble in guitar. What else you playing?
Oh, man.
A friend told me you played piano growing up.
Yeah.
What else did you get into?
Oh, man. I played bass, drums, harmonica, ukulele.
Harmonica, favorite key? You got a favorite key?
E.
E, and that's
a good key.
It's not that
good
great.
key.
No.
No? Wow. I didn't know that would be so controversial.
A lot of people are saying that. A lot of people have very strong opinions on this, so we weren't even going to get into it.
Okay.
It's a good one. I like that one. It's popular.
E's pretty good.
It's the Bob Dylan one.
It's good to play along with some stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And if you have all the keys, then you can... I mean, you can kind of...
Yeah, you could just go to town.
Kind of go to town. Now, have you ever made a guitar?
No. Well, I've made a lap steel guitar out of a plank.
That's cool.
It's not like a fretted guitar. There was not a lot of precision going into it.
Yeah.
So I usually don't tell people I built a guitar when I mention that, but it counts.
Right. But does it work still?
For the most part.
For the most part.
I bet a lap steel player would disagree, but I think it's all right.
Those guys are pretentious anyways. I mean, who likes those guys, right?
Yeah, man. Every lap steel player I've met, just like a total jerk.
Every single one. It's like,
everyone. What is going on?
We were talking about it earlier. It's like, you know, is it drugs cause the violence, or the violence, you might as well do it on drugs.
That's why it took so long to put out the Schulerman Files.
The Schulerman Files, because this guy was like, he came in here acting like he was better than us. We had to cut the video. He was so, you know. Do you know what I'm saying? Do people ever like upset you in life?
Oh, all the time.
How do you deal with that? It's kind of overwhelming, you know. Emotions get. I
just be upset about it. Stay salty.
That's pretty good. Resentful, and do you have any grudges? Any good grudges? What's your best grudge?
The thing is, I'm not really a grudge guy because I forget too quickly.
I do forget about stuff.
I tend to not care. So, I mean, like, yeah, you could wrong me and I'll probably forget about it and whatever.
Has anybody wronged you over and over again and it's just now clicking that they're...
No, I like to think I've not been around too many people that are that bad.
We'd all like to think that, but it's a dangerous place, you know.
This is true.
So you did a little repair for my guitar.
I did.
And it was wonderful. It was a great experience. I brought it to you. You said, I'm going to fix it. And then that's exactly what you did. You followed through.
That's right.
How's that going, generally?
Generally pretty
Business
good.
Booming?
I would love to think it's booming. Every now and then I'll get a day or two where it's like a lot of repairs I can do and bring home a decent amount of money. And then like days or weeks go by and I'm not hearing from anybody. But that's just the nature of guitar
repair. What's up with that,
repair.
guys? I mean, he's out there. Days and weeks are going by and he's not hearing from anybody.
More.
You can plug this. It'll be coming out tomorrow, so it might clog up your schedule.
Well, come find me on Instagram at Wesley_Crow.
Instagram.
And I do guitar repairs.
We're putting that up.
We're putting that up. We'll put it up.
I'm also looking to start lessons again too. So
Starting lessons.
hit me up.
Now give them a breakdown of like what do they get? You know, how good are they really gonna get?
Well, you'll get a lot more friends because you'll be way cooler.
Right.
First of all, because anyone that plays guitar is just gonna be infinitely cooler than everybody around them.
What if they suck though?
No, you'll still get more friends. Just holding a guitar actually can,
That's
have
a
that
conversation
effect.
starter. Yeah.
Yeah. But I do strongly recommend being able to play something, not just you can only hold the guitar for so long at a party before someone's going to want to hear something.
Hear something, or they're going to take it and then make you look small.
Yes.
Like a small fry.
And you can't look like a small
You don't want to
fry.
look like a small fry when it's a big sea out there and people are mean.
Yeah.
There is a competitive aspect of, it's not really there, but it's fun to get into like the competitive aspect of music and trying to get good with people is cool.
Yeah. It can feel that way. I used to take that mentality a lot more in the past with, because as a teenager I used to do like battles of the bands and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of past a certain point didn't really care for that anymore. It
Yeah.
was just like, we're all trying to do the same thing. I really enjoy a bill full of great bands. Why are we competing?
No, yeah.
We're just going to split the door evenly anyway.
Unless someone's, taking a cut.
Well,
and
yeah.
they're not telling you, It's a shady business out there. How's showbiz treated you? Are you kind of worn out? You kind of washed up?
I mean, I'm not tired of it yet.
No.
I could definitely see how it wears people out.
Yeah.
It's exhausting, I won't
It's a
lie,
lot.
but I don't hate it.
When you get exhausted, what picks you back up? A little electrolytes or
Usually a mixture of
Heavy drug
electrolytes and
uses?
THC.
THC?
Yes.
A lot of people are doing that nowadays.
And caffeine.
It's popular.
It is popular. Thank
Big
you,
fan of the largest Red Bull I could find at a
largest
gas
Red Bull.
station.
And could you hold that up a little
Yes.
bit closer to your face?
Are we? Hold on. Label out or no? Are we sponsors?
Well, we're trying to get in the. We're trying to.
It gives you wings.
Now these things, what do they do for you?
Usually just gets me going for the day.
Right. Now, do you find a dependence on them? Does that scare you, man?
I definitely depend on caffeine.
Are you scared about the end?
Oh yeah,
I am too.
it's coming.
It's coming, and
Some days it feels like it's closer than others.
right. I could have sworn a couple days ago I was like, "Whoa, is that?" But no, I wasn't.
That's life in 2025 for you.
That's just kind of how it feels. And Trevor, that's not. Don't laugh at it. It's how it feels.
Oh yeah, it is how it feels.
It's kind of it's heavy.
It is heavy.
How do you deal with like these heavy emotions? You scream, you let it out,
Well, I mean, guitar
hitting
is very
people?
cathartic, but usually I like to bottle them up and just like
bottle them up.
ignore them. Yes.
Like you pickling stuff. Are you big into pickling?
I'm going to call it pickling now. No, I'm not a pickling guy. Although my wife and I have discussed trying that. We like doing a lot of gardening and stuff. And
I've seen your garden with the train.
yes, there's a train in my garden.
It's
That's
a train,
true.
a little conductor. Who knows what he gets paid, but I'm sure it's fair,
No. I
What is-
don't pay the plastic conductor.
He's plastic? He's not real to you.
No.
Oh, all right. I guess we see things a little differently, but we do have to. I mean, this is a provocative podcast. We have people on that are going to say some messed up stuff like that, but
Yeah.
let's talk about your future. What do you see happening? And then we'll touch on your past and where it went wrong.
And where it went wrong. All right. Well, for the future, I'm hoping to play more music, and that's really it.
Right.
And, well, I mean, be alive and have friends and be a human. That's generally
That's a lot
pretty
of
cool.
stuff to ask for. At first, you were just like, I'm going to play some music. I was thinking that's pretty doable. Then you added all this other stuff that you do worry you're maybe asking a little too much. I worry that sometimes. I'm like,
Yeah.
but you got to go out there and get it too.
Yeah.
You got to make some kind of life for yourself.
It's better than sitting around, I guess.
It's better than sitting around because the end is coming.
That it
And
is.
it'd be nice to, have a nice, almost the end party. You can actually just keep doing that. You can keep having it's almost over party every day.
Totally could. One of those days it would be correct.
Yeah. And then maybe then the fanfare of the whole thing is kind of the downfall,
Yeah.
You were just celebrating. It's like, the end might be near soon, and that caused the end. That's what a lot of people are doing.
Well, maybe we're speaking it into existence right now.
Let's try not to do that.
Yeah, let's
You
be
big
a little more
affirmation
careful
guy?
with this. I'm sorry?
You big affirmation guy? Affirm something.
Affirm something?
Yeah, what's been on your mind you want to proclaim, you know?
I don't want to proclaim.
No one else can, like, that's listening can give their side, so you can just kind of... Any spiritual, like... any big... Are you a mindful guy? You think about other people?
I try to.
I try to, too.
I'm definitely guilty of not.
Well, it's fun to think
times.
about yourself. Like, what's going on with me? Yeah, I'm pretty cool, you know?
Yeah.
And you're like, why isn't everyone talking about that? You know, how cool I am.
I know. Everyone should be talking about how cool I am.
Is it kind of
There,
buggy?
that's my affirmation.
Okay, we'll put it out
Everyone
there.
should be talking about how cool I am.
We're speaking that into existence, and I think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Do you worry after this appearance, you're going to have to, you know, spend too much time in the shop?
No.
What, you're saying we don't have that kind of reach to bring you new clients? Or
Oh, wait. Yes. I misinterpreted the question.
I mean, I thought we were... What did you come here today for? You said you were doing this promotional tour?
I'm not going on a promotional tour.
Now, you big bluegrass guy, huh? You playing acoustic? What'd you start on when it comes to guitar? Acoustic?
Yeah, I did. Actually, I had a Little Martin was the first guitar I actually learned on.
That's fun.
And I think that's why I still like Martins.
You still like
my
Martins?
favorite. But then I started on a Strat for electric later that year. And
And that's Stratocaster.
yes. As opposed to
What do you lean towards now? What's your like go-to? What are you playing?
Well, I still play a Strat. It's a different Strat, but I really like it. Now I've got like a 79 I really like. And then I also play a 335 Gibson.
Nice.
And then when it's bluegrass, I play an HC28.
Is that a Gibson acoustic?
That's a Martin.
Martin. And apologies there.
You're playing bluegrass on a Gibson?
I mean, that'd just be absurd. That'd be kind of absurd.
That's ridiculous.
Trevor, what's your take on that?
I think that'd be awesome.
People do that. It's okay.
It might be a little much. I don't
People like
think you
Trevor
need
do
to.
that. They
I
all
wouldn't
the
do
time.
it, but it's okay.
I could not do it.
You couldn't bring yourself to do it? Or
I don't have that skill. I don't have the gall.
You know, where's the best place you've ever been?
The best place I've ever been?
What's
How can you narrow that down? You've probably been to so many
the
places.
best place you've ever been?
The best place
And what's
I've ever
stopping
been.
you from being there?
Money. My favorite place is probably just anywhere by the ocean. Which isn't even
Cleveland,
like
Ohio.
I did like Cleveland. You know, the lake kind of feels like an ocean,
It's
but
pretty
it
much
smells
an
worse.
ocean. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
A little cold, but
Yeah, but that's not so bad.
big ocean guy. What's stopping you from getting out in the water?
Well, not being close enough to it. About a 10-hour drive. And having too much to do every day.
You can't make that drive? What are you driving, man?
Driving a Kia Telluride. I actually really like it.
Is that an SUV?
Yeah.
Trevor, pull it up, please.
Kia Telluride?
Telluride, yeah.
Telluride?
Telluride.
I can tell you.
Telluride, like the Colorado town, right?
Oh.
I don't know.
I was gonna say.
Could you look that up,
I
too?
can tell you ride. That's what I was gonna say.
I always think that whenever I say that. It does sound like that.
Yeah, that's all the car names. They're always like good cars. Toyota good cars.
Good cars.
That could be one.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't come out with that yet.
But anyway, any traveling aspirations? Where are you trying to get out to?
Well, preferably anywhere. I mean,
Anywhere.
I want to see everything I haven't seen.
Me too, and there's a lot out there.
I've not really been far west much.
I haven't now me either.
I've flown to Denver and to LA, but not like anywhere in between. I
What-
know there's a lot more west than that.
Yeah, we gotta hit the desert.
Yeah, I do
Hang
wanna
out
see
in the desert,
Never been.
the big canyon or whatever. You know,
I flew over it, but I've never been.
never been. Did you see it? Did you look down? Was it
I
daytime?
did see it. That was pretty sick.
That's pretty cool. And is it as grand as they say?
It was quite grand.
So the name,
It's not just a clever name.
that's good. A lot of marketing is just a trick. You know, you find that,
Yeah.
and it's frustrating.
That's
I get
kind of the
frustrated
whole
by
idea.
it. They're just trying to trick us. Is that what you're saying?
Not a lot of the time.
Trevor, what'd
yeah.
you bring up, man?
A picture of the Kia Telluride.
Wow. Now, what year is this?
Mine's a 2020.
Woo!
Built right before the world went to shit.
Now, well, I mean, what's the payment on that sort of thing, man? Are you drowning in debt? Are you doing okay?
I'm doing fine. It was actually I was really fortunate enough to have been handed down that car from my folks.
Now, who'd they take it from?
They bought it.
Whoa. Whoa. They didn't steal it from anybody.
Not that I know of.
They're not violent people, right?
No.
And we're having them on next week. You got a musical family?
Well, I mean, my dad plays.
Is he good?
Yeah.
Did you kind of steal his essence? Does he?
Well, I
Do you
mean,
think he
did.
resents you a little bit?
No.
That'd be
But I mean, like, he started me out on bluegrass when I was a kid. I mean, when I was in diapers even.
Mm.
So, you know, to be totally real, it does go back that far, and he got me into it.
Now, do you guys have any musical aspirations together? Are you gonna make that album?
Hey, we have talked about recording an album together and possibly doing some shows together
That'd be fun.
at some point.
That'd be fun because it's all gonna be over eventually, you know.
Yeah.
And that's scary. We all get worried about that.
We already have, like, just for fun, gotten together and recorded, like, Pink Floyd covers.
That's
just
cool.
And tried to copy the instrumentation.
That's cool. Trevor, ever done anything cool like that?
No, I was actually drumming to "Shine On You Crazy Diamond" the last night, just for shits and giggles.
Just for shits and giggles.
That's awesome.
It was very.
But what did you do during the first, like, 8 minutes of not drums?
Yeah.
I went upstairs. I did some stuff. Got some water. got
good.
my
Get
stuff
ready.
Together. Then by the time I got down there, it was time to play.
That's awesome.
Is that every day for you? This kind of routine, is it helpful?
No, well, no, it's not an everyday.
Routines aren't important.
It's not an everyday routine. I don't. It's not. It's a fun song to drum to. It's not the best one.
You a big routine guy? I mean,
No.
no. You just figure out each day as it pops up.
Yeah.
It's so much
I
work,
thrive
though.
in chaos.
It's like another day. And then right when you're like, this is pretty nice, bam, it's over. It's like, what was that?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I've given up trying to get used to anything.
But it's nice eating like bread and stuff, and I like a nice breeze.
Yeah.
So I'm back and forth on these things.
That's what
It's
makes it
like-
all worthwhile.
Trevor, what makes it worthwhile for you? What?
A breeze. A breeze, but not like a breeze bar. Not like that, but like a real breeze from the earth.
Right, a real natural.
Other people, it might be the breeze bar.
And that's messed. It's a real problem. It's a real problem.
I don't agree with it.
I won't judge.
I won't judge.
It was
That's right.
foggy the other day in the morning. It was like
It's like, what's with all the vaping?
In the morning?
All the vaping.
in the morning. That's kind of like a late night activity. You a late night guy? You a early bird?
I'm very much a night owl.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's an owl. That's a night owl. That's you, man. That's you. It could be.
What? I could be an owl,
Well, if you set your mind to it.
but I'm already a crow.
Oh, look at
Get
what
it?
you did
Get it?
there.
Yeah.
Little promotional stuff. That's really going to sell those tickets. He's got dates. He's coming to your city.
Eventually, yeah.
Just tomorrow, set it up.
Yeah, I'll let you know
Just
tomorrow.
set it up. Yeah, it's like, what do you even do? It's like, hey, can I come play a show? And then they're like, yeah.
It's a big ask. It's vulnerable.
It's a lot.
Hey, can I come play music in your bar?
Right.
It's a huge question.
And
Sometimes they say no.
mostly a lot of, or they say nothing.
Yeah. You're lucky if you hear no.
If you hear no, it's like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Do you say thank you so much? You
Yeah, I try to be
Please,
polite
thank
when
you.
I can remember to.
what are those called?
Manners.
There's not a
Right?
word for the.
Yeah, it is.
I know it's manners, but there's something else. All right, whatever. We won't get
Etiquette?
into it. Yeah,
Not
etiquette's
quite etiquette.
That sounds.
Etiquette?
It's pretty close. Or it's more etiquette-y.
Pleasantries.
Yeah, maybe pleasantries.
That's
Mustard,
about
ketchup,
Mustard.
not ketchup.
I used to like ketchup, but not as much anymore.
What leaned you off of it?
Trying mustard and liking it better.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, dude, mustard's good.
Mustard does a lot more for the hot dog than ketchup does.
Mustard is
Ketchup
good.
detracts from the hot dog.
Ketchup is like it's
And don't
all
even get me
sweet.
started about ketchup on fries.
Yeah.
You don't do
what the
ketchup on
hell's with
fries?
that?
Wait,
Hey,
just-
It's fine. I'm just,
I only put ketchup
Just
on
eating
bad
dry
fries.
I
fries.
like them dry.
You like them dry, huh?
And then like some people will like pour it all over the fries. It's like, what the hell, dude?
Well, some people will eat whatever.
That's how you ruin your fries.
That is how you ruin it. Where are you getting your fries from? I mean, what's the prime fry for you? Are you shredding them yourself? Don't tell me.
You know, sometimes I do pan fry some like
Mm.
potato skins,
Yep.
and it's really nice.
Right.
I like to pan fry them until they're almost burnt.
Yeah, I always think of. I've done it a couple times, but I always think of the video they showed in school where the house burns down because they're pan frying fries, and I get worried about that sort of thing. It's all coming to an end eventually, and it's like, am I gonna be that guy? You know?
Yeah, let's
For
hope
some
it's not a
fries?
fiery end.
For some fries, it's like a potato.
I've definitely started my fair share of kitchen fires, but thankfully not while pan frying potatoes yet.
No. Do you
Usually
think it's
with
coming?
popcorn for some reason.
What do you think's gonna be the end of you? Is it gonna be a tragedy or?
Well, it'll surely be a tragedy because everyone's gonna miss me. I'm gonna leave such a big void. Yeah. Can't fill that.
It's optimistic. You might have 60 years left, and it's hard to, yeah. Eventually, maybe. Do you think you stick around too long by accident and people start resenting you and they're like, thank God?
I would sure hope not.
I would hope not to. I mean, that'd be terrifying.
The Who was onto something with "Hope I Die Before I Get Old" in that one song.
Trevor?
Hope I
My
die
generation.
before I get old.
Is that true, man? You going through something?
No. Oh, what song is that?
My generation.
How do you
by
want
The
to
Who.
die, Trevor?
Of old age.
Of old age.
Yeah.
You're just so old you can't.
Yeah, I'm just so old I lose it.
I think that might be overrated too, because you're just like, in the end, it's just kind of like a,
I mean, I like knowing that there will be a point in my life if I make it that far where I have the right to just sit around and do nothing and can get away with napping whenever I want and, getting out of things for being tired. Sounds great.
Yeah, the older I
Watch all the
get,
TV you want.
I just want to like sit somewhere, and it's
Or
nice.
you could just keep doing your thing. Like Willie Nelson makes 92 look pretty cool.
Right, but they probably got a wheelbarrow they put him in, and
A wheelbarrow.
it's like, what's he going through?
Yeah, I mean, look at
looks good to us.
Look at Frankie Valli.
Look at Frankie
Ooh.
Valli.
Yeah.
I've heard some things.
He's not doing good.
No.
Is he still kicking?
Yeah. Well, not really, but they're propping him up.
I have worried about that with some older artists.
Elder abuse.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're
Right.
saying.
They're just abusing the elders, and that's messed up because
It's a real thing.
that's going to be us one day if we get there. Best case scenario, you are old and people take your money.
Yeah.
That's the dream,
That's just life in America. People take your money.
Right. And I'm not for that because I like having stuff.
Yeah. I like having money. I don't get to do that very often.
It's like, hey, that was
anymore,
mine.
But yeah.
But you used to have all sorts of money.
Mm-hmm.
Are you bringing up this fella? Oh, a YouTube short. Well, X out of the... Yeah, all right. This is going to be really something. This is the dream we're about to show you. Yeah, well, the sound's off. So it loses a little of the effect. Now what you'll see here is he's having a good time, Although he does look a little... He might not know where he is, but he knows what he is, He's a star. Again, this is the dream. This is like best case scenario.
Yeah.
Does that worry you at all? I'm serious. What are we going to do about this whole thing?
I guess I don't
That's
know.
the
That's
dream.
a bridge I'll cross when I get there, I suppose.
By the time you're at that bridge, you're like, what is a bridge,
Yeah.
Who am I and why do I need to be over there? And someone goes, come on. He has a lot of money.
Maybe that's the point where you stop. If you don't know why.
Right. You think we'll have the willpower to do it at that point?
I suppose I would hope so, but
I think so.
There's
You're
no
a
telling.
strong spirit, man.
well, thank you.
Trevor, what do you think? He's a strong spirit, right?
You have strong period.
What? Whoa.
Yo.
Strong spirit. You have powerful will like ox.
Hell yeah.
You heard it
I
from
like
Trevor. You got powerful will like ox. So it's like, what are you searching for then? Why aren't you like happy? Why aren't you satisfied?
Well, I don't know.
Wait a
Never
minute.
said I wasn't.
Are you satisfied?
I'm pretty satisfied.
How do
having
we
a-
all get there,
I don't know. I'm just having a good time.
Any tips, any tricks? If someone came to you and like, I need some help. What would you say?
I'd say chill out, get over it,
Chill out. Get over it.
have a better time.
Everyone else is chilling out. And,
Yeah.
Why can't you?
Exactly. Always works for me.
Trevor, why can't you?
I don't know, man. There's like this always like constant thing that you should be doing something else.
Yeah, and it's like maybe that's true.
Maybe you should just be happy where you're doing and where you're at.
Thoughts?
That's real though. Sometimes that's when you don't feel happy. You feel like you should be somewhere else, and
Yeah.
even if it's not based on anything, that could also just be depression.
It could be depression. But you know,
That's very likely depression, actually.
yeah, there's a bunch of names.
In my experience.
You know? It's like I'm depressed. You know?
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm depressed.
Is this you telling us?
Yeah. Are you telling me this or?
No, this is just like hypothetically, like I'm having a hard time.
Hypothetically.
That's why I need
yes.
Frankie, you know? Play this. Why is the sound still off, man?
Yeah, nothing brings me out of a funk like a 2025 recording of Frankie Valli.
Because it used to be hits. It used to be nothing but hits. And eventually,
Frankie Falls.
Great tunes.
he doesn't fall. Oh. What is that, AI? Maybe he's on that fentanyl. It's a real problem
Oh my
nowadays.
God.
And I don't want to assume anything about the guy's character because we haven't even had him on yet. But I don't know. It's just people need help, you know?
Yeah.
And my issue is I want to be a friend to a bunch of people. And then life goes on, and it's like, well, who do I even know? And it's like 2 people. I don't know like 3 people. And it's like, how did that happen?
That I don't know. Life just happens.
It just happens. Whether you're ready for it.
Whether you're trying to or not, it's gonna happen.
As a child, what was the original dream? You wanted to be probably work in that corporate world, you know?
No. I never dreamed of labor.
You wanted to be a lifeguard.
No. That looked hard. I didn't want to do that.
It is, because then they're drowning.
A lot of pressure to like save lives, and I
Also, like, you know, get over
not
it.
for me. What?
I mean, they're just in the pool yelling. And
Yeah.
you're out there having a good time sitting on the side. It's like the sun feels nice. How about you get over it? We'll all just kind of hang out.
True.
That's why the job wasn't for me. It's important to know what you're signing up for.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, before you make the commitment, you're like, what is it actually going to mean to follow through here?
Frankie's following through.
And Frankie is just like all of us, really. It could be us. I mean, that's the dream. Best case scenario,
Yeah, best
you
case.
do pretty well for like a little bit.
And then the rest of your family just like,
I mean,
they're
that's-
like keep going, keep doing it.
Keep doing it.
You're filling up seats.
Right.
It is arguably a better ending than a lot of people get.
Yeah.
You know.
That's actually, yeah. That's a good way to bright side it.
There might be some other
Why are we
80-year-olds
even
out
looking
there
at the
wishing
negative
they
here?
could be touring on the road and being a superstar.
A lot of people aren't.
You never
A lot of
know.
people are doing just, you know, banal things and they're not there. They're the same way Frankie is. They could at least be touring, seeing the country, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of people are just behind making your sub and they're just barely there. So they might as well be. That's a great way to see it because. And you were saying you want to travel.
Yeah. And touring's a good way to do that.
Touring's a good way
I would
to do
hope
that.
to do more of that.
Get some connections.
Yeah.
And it's not such a greedy thing. You just want to meet some people, you know?
Yeah.
But it's hard to do. And time moves quick. What do you think?
Yeah. It seems to be moving quicker. Like
Yeah.
with every year.
Yeah, Trevor.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
What is that?
I think it's just I don't know. Sometimes it feels like there's not enough time in the day. You know, that's tough.
I'm sure there's plenty though.
Yeah, but you do so much sometimes, and it's like, man, I didn't get everything done.
What are you doing? What's so keeping you so busy?
You know, things. You know, I have to eat in between those.
A lot of
things,
it's
too.
just eating.
Oh,
you
that's
know?
a lot of effort, too.
A lot of it is
the
just
things,
eating.
thinking about the food and stuff, and it's like, it's good, but it's every day.
Every day again? Like,
It's everyday, bro.
Yeah.
this might just be an ADHD thing for me, but I literally feel that way about meals where I'll be in the middle of trying to get something done.
Yeah.
And I will like start to feel hungry, but instead of being like, all right, I'm going to go eat something delicious, I'm like, God damn it, again?
Yeah.
I gotta eat. No, I don't want to stop.
It's an addiction you have to have.
Yeah.
And that's messed up.
I do commonly skip meals like almost every day because of that.
Right. Well, yeah. And then, if you don't eat anything, you forget you're hungry.
Yeah, it's weird how that works. Like you get really hungry and then it just goes away for a minute.
It's weird how that works, but, I'm sure it's saving a lot of people. What do you say to the kids?
What do I say to the kids?
The ones who, they got that feeling in their stomachs grumbling. Hang in there, right?
Yeah, hang in there.
That's
you got
all,
this.
That's all you got for them.
I mean,
it's a good place to start.
There's
I mean, a lot
no
of it
real
is
material
perspective.
help that can come out of anything I say.
No, it's tough. It's kind of a helpless feeling. You're like, what can I even do?
Yeah,
Trevor?
no shortage of that in the world.
I don't know, man. There's clearly enough food in the world. People are just throwing it away.
Throwing it away.
I don't know what's going on with that. Really.
There's hamburger buns in the dumpster. It's like
Yeah, you do see that.
someone could have had those.
Someone could have had them.
Yeah,
That's real.
food deserts are a real thing too.
Right.
Yeah, it is. That's true.
It's messed up.
You know what
It
a
is
food
pretty messed
desert
up.
is, Simon?
It's where there's no food.
Yeah, there's like no grocery store within like a long so you can't like
Right.
drive.
Yeah,
There's
you
a
ever
desert
driven
for
through like
food.
southern Ohio in the hills and
Yeah.
noticed that like you've seen hundreds of houses but
Yeah,
only like
yeah.
two Dollar Generals, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, is everyone shopping only at the Dollar General for all their groceries?
Yeah, I feel like when you're like on your way to like Toronto from like through Buffalo, like it is like that in Canada.
Yeah,
It's nothing.
and it's like, have you seen the produce section in a Dollar General? It's not much.
Not great.
That's not
No,
cool.
but the Dollar General, the old local town that I was at, they just got a produce section, and that's
Oh.
huge. But I'm not there anymore.
It's
so
big for
I
me.
can't just buy an orange like most, because I don't live there.
He doesn't have that luxury. He doesn't have that.
No, now I live in Columbus.
Not everyone can get an orange. I mean, in the big city, it's like, where do you even get an orange? Before it's too late, Before it's all over.
Before the end,
Well, Lucky's is down the street, man.
Yeah, we can go there.
Lucky's is a great place.
Get an orange or something.
Maybe I will.
I was always getting strawberries. And then one day at the store, it says, right there, it says you're supposed to keep them for a day or two.
You can't just, I guess so. I don't know.
I would get them and I'd be like, what happened?
What are we using them for?
Why, there's so many, I gotta eat them all today? And then come back late tomorrow and get some more strawberries?
It sounds like a
I
lot
gotta
of effort.
park?
You gotta park.
You gotta drive, you gotta park. Is that a problem for you a lot?
Driving and parking.
You gotta put it somewhere. It's like,
Yeah.
where am I gonna put this thing?
You don't know how to do most things.
stresses me
you
out.
gotta find parking.
This is why car reliance sucks.
Pull up the Kia Telluride.
Half the time you just gotta
Pull up
find
the
a place to
Telluride,
put it.
man. You just gotta put it somewhere. And look at this, guys. Look at.
It is a chunky car. It's not the
chunky,
easiest to park.
It's not the easiest to park. And a lot of people think it's the easiest to park, but this thing, it's gonna take you far. We believe in you. Wesley Crow, are you down to do some sort of musical performance? Close this whole thing out.
Sure.
Trevor, you got any words to close it out? I mean, anything you want to add? Your flavor, your own touch?
No.
Wesley, thank you so much for coming on.
All right. This one's an original. I was listening to a lot of Townes Van Zandt when I wrote it.
Nice.
So we're rolling? Oh, yeah. Where did you go? Where did you go? You're the only love
You're the only love I know. I'd hate to see you go. Stay with me, won't you please? Da 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 I've been hanging out uptown in that low-down rain, watching Good Time Charlie friend who's driving me insane. Up on shady Charlotte Street where the green lights look red, I wish I was back home on the farm in my feather bed. And I got myself a rocking chair to see if I could lose these thin dime, hard time, hell on Church Street blues. Found myself a picker friend who's read yesterday's news, folded up page 21 and I stuck it in my shoe. Gave me a nickel to the poor, my good turn for the day. Folded up my own billfold and I threw it far away. And I got myself a rocking chair to see if I could lose these thin dime, hard time, hell on Church Street blues. Wish I had some guitar strings, old Black Diamond brand, string up this old Martin box and I go and join some band. But I guess I'm gonna stay right here just to pick and sing a while, try and make me a little change and to give you folks a smile. And I got myself a rocking chair to see if I could lose these thin dime, hard time, hell on Church Street blues. And I got myself a rocking chair to see if I could lose these thin dime, hard time, hell on Church Street blues.
Alright, I got one. It's an old original. It's one we recorded twice with the Fifth House back in the day. It's the band I was in with my sister and the aforementioned Brandon Clarkson. And our friend Nikki Weber. And my wife Caroline. It's a great band. We don't really play much anymore, but this is an original we did.
Rock star's washed up wife, crying for lost time, while the rest of the dull ones will throw their fists for the losses. But it's so wrong when they're
the side of the road, and needles have become a pastime. There's no more room to have it made. Hard times no longer crawling to the finish line. There's no more room to have it made. Hard times no longer crawling to the finish line. The beauty of our sunsets holds the same shameful truth that we didn't control what we let go. Shameful truth, but it's so wrong. We push the limit, and still no one cares. 'Cause when we finish Earth, we still got space. There's no more room to have it made. Hard times no longer crawling to the finish line. There's no more room to have it made. Hard times no longer crawling to the finish line.
Trevor, you ready?
Yep.
Thanks for coming on. You got it?
Thanks for having me.
Did you get it?
Yeah, man, I got it.
Wesley Crow.
Wesley Crow.
Oh yeah. Thanks for having me.